What is up, everybody? Great week. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got another W. We are now 3-6 on the season. Very exciting stuff, even though the game wasn't the most exciting and we almost lost it. Unfortunately, again, I wasn't able to watch the game. I was at an event for work and I got home after the game. So I'm recording this with just seeing the highlights, but I do have a few points that I want to talk about based on the highlights and a couple of things that I've read online. But before I get started, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. Stay tuned as I do weekly Buccaneers reaction videos. And yeah, let's get started. With Jameis Winston, the most polarizing player on the team. 2 interceptions again. Based on what I saw, he looked pretty sharp for most of the game. Besides those 2 picks, he did put us in position to win at the end. And luckily, fortunately, our secondary held. It looked like our secondary wasn't playing great again. They look like they're still the weakest link on the team. But luckily, we played a rookie who maybe isn't progressed to the point that he needs to be, and we lucked out. Jamel Dean played completely better than, way better, not just completely, like way better than he did last week against Seattle. He got that interception at the end, and he looked much more comfortable based on the things that I've seen. And I think he just needed some of those reps under his, build that confidence from those reps last week. And based on what I've seen, he's got, I think, 8 or 9 pass defenses in the last 2 weeks, and I read that all of last season nobody had more than 6. So he looks to be the real deal, and if he's healthy and continues playing, he's probably by the end of the season going to be our best cover corner. So that's very, I'm very grateful we have him there. It looks like Vernon Hargreaves is done for the season. I know he was benched for most of the game because he didn't do something right or something like that. Ronald Jones needs to remain the starter. Him catching screens out the backfield, running, he's a much better threat on the offense than Peyton Barber. Peyton Barber fights for those harder yards, but if you have a running back that's a threat to take it to the second level with their speed, it puts the defense kind of on edge, puts them back on their heels. So yeah, great performance by him. Mike Evans balled out as usual. Chris Godwin. I think this is one of those games that we really needed. We needed an ugly, gutsy win where we needed to really claw for every single yard. I think the pretty wins they're nice, but you can't really test the character of the team when you get easier wins. So like against the Rams, when we were putting up a lot of points, and even though they were kind of making a comeback, but this right here, like, we left it up to the defense at the end, and the defense held out. Our offense was able to put points when we needed the most. After the Jamel Dean pick, we drove 90-plus yards to go get the game-winning touchdown and take the lead. So I think things like that are good for the character of the team and the resiliency, and I think those things are more important because it really builds into the fabric of what this team is. And having games like that lets the team know that they can trust each other and they can pull it out when needed. Lavonte David, not much more can be said about him. It seems like always in the biggest moments, he always forces a turnover or recovers a fumble or something like that. This guy, since his entire career, I've noticed that always when the game's on the line in a close game, important game, he always somehow manages to make a clutch play and get us the ball. That was a beautiful that was a beautiful strip that he had where he just pulled the ball out of David Johnson's hands right before he hit the ground. So definitely very good performance by him. Overall, good performance. I think the coaching staff needs to do a little bit better in terms of managing their timeouts and challenges. I know we haven't really been winning those pass interference challenges, so I think Bruce has to stop with those because they are costing us timeouts and opportunities to challenge at the end of the game when we really need to. But very fortunate to get a win at home for the home crowd after not being home for 6-7 weeks. So definitely shout out to them. Very excited about kind of this little direction we're going. I'm still not sure if Jameis is going to be the guy moving forward, but we'll see what the coaching staff and the GM decide to do. But today's game showed if the defense can hold out when we need them to, Jameis looks a lot better even with the turnovers because we do win games. The issue is we can't hold opponents. I know we're like 4th in the league in scoring at, like, before this week, 28.8 points a game. We're actually defensively, we're holding other teams to less yards than we did last year, less completion percentage. Like defensively we're doing a lot better, and we've had more turnovers. And we're scoring more points as a team, but we've lost more games. So, like, it doesn't make sense. It's just this team is letting the other team score a lot easier than we'd expect. But hopefully that changes now. I know the Saints just lost to Atlanta, so the Saints aren't invincible. And I think Atlanta beat them in New Orleans. So that's a good sign for us. I think we get the Saints. If it's not next week, it's the week after. I don't know exactly on the schedule. But, yeah, that is my quick reaction based on the couple things that I saw. Make sure you like this video. I want you to comment what was your favorite moment of the game. Let me know what's something that made you very excited this game and you were like, yeah, we got this. But yeah, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. Once again, back to next week, I'll be back to posting them after actually watching them. I won't be missing any more games So I'll be watching them all. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, Bucs Nation. Let's go. Let's get this dub next week, and I am out.
Our offense tough, our defense rough. Go Bucs, go Bucs. Ain't no other team stopping us. Go Bucs, go Bucs.